early kills and Onic messed up the initial trace at the center of the map, then you can see them coasting through at around 11-12 minutes in. But history shows these kinds of lineups tend to favor Onic.
We're going to find out. Let's jump into the land of Dawn here. Can Onic go in with a sweep? See, I told you that's the only skin of the game now for Glue. We're not going to see anything else.
Yeah.
And but yeah, this is a pretty deadly mid lane. Now you could say the same for Haji with the Valentina. Like we talked about, the damage profile is pretty good, but you can already see Ogwen getting poked down, and you gotta kind of deal with these fireballs from Super Prince. And so they'll set things up here for that first Lith Wanderer take.
Man, even the Searing Torrent is gonna mess up Falcons team fighting.
Ooh.
Ouch!
That was a flicker from Ogwen.
Oh no!
Oh, Kyle gets stunned! Yeah, you gotta time your entries really well.
Yep. Great timing by Super Prince to get those stuns off. Again, it's gonna be really tough. Glue and Valier are...
Oh my
we have this
goodness.
word, I'll say it in English, they're sticky!
Oh!
Okay. Oh, concussive blast!
Okay.
Ogwen still takes first blood.
That's what I was saying, level 2.
Oh, no. Oh.
Yeah, he has the shield.
Oh, he's got like 1 HP, literally. Yeah, King Kong's not going to be able to swing over for that, but great start. And this is what I was saying Team Falcons needed in comparative to Game 1. Get a better start. Well, they got a first blood, and it went over to Ogwen. So he was the first blood in the last game. Now, on a Cho, obviously, part of the difficulty with this is being able to find the right marks with those kicks later on, especially when he gets at level 4. But even the G Kundo still really is useful here for him to set things up. Brusco taking a lot of damage again.
Brusco already low. Now they spot Kyle, but the Ogi Shadow Kill might take him out. Flap joining in as well. Kyle gets traded out though. I don't know if Falcons actually want that. And Flap goes down too. It's a double kill for King Kong.
And they're still going.
Oh, God! Why did he? That feels bad, man.
Yeah, they could have.
They had to say something.
Yeah, went to the turtle.
I'm feeling maybe King Kong was even going like, hey bro, you can come back now. You can just stick with me. You can just stick with me in the turtle now, Kurt. No.
That's what I was thinking. Like he probably shared some words after that. Like Kurt.
Hey. Okay, now it's Falcons who get the objective.
All right, objective secured. That was a misstep, as I would say, from Onic. Definitely an unnecessary death there from Kirk, and an objective secured for Team Falcons. So even though how that all went, Team Falcons still maintaining a bit of a lead here against Onic.
I mean, you can make an argument that Kirk was providing space, but at the moment Kirk went down, King Kong was like, yeah, I'm not going to take this turtle anymore, man. I'm out of here. I'm going back to my purple bow.
I was going to say, he went from securing it to being like, yeah, okay, I'm off.
Yeah, pass.
Monster Flame for the Monster Mage. Super Prince debuts Valier once again after using him last MPL Season 15 playoffs versus Twisted Minds.
Oh.
Yeah, I do remember just seeing him once.
Yeah.
And I don't think we saw Valier at all in Season 16, according to that stat, and that is true. So it's been a minute, and I'm glad to see another mage in the mid lane, man. I've been saying this for a while now, like, hey, there's other mages in the game. It'd be great if we could see those as well.
Yeah, and if you missed the panel from day one, he was one of the mages that we teased for everyone to potentially show up, and now finally is here. We thought he would show up more in the lineups that have the slower tanky fighter jungles, but no, this is a very mobile lineup that Falcons has, and Onic still thought that, hey, a Valier still has a lot of value. Searing Torrent, the knockback of the Valier, brings a lot of turnaround capabilities for the team that has it.
Yeah, and this is still, regardless of like that small lead that Falcons already have, a 2-0 start for King Kong. It's only been mostly Brusco who's been on the receiving end of Falcons and their pickoffs. So let's see if their plan for this next objective is to fight back once again, but Ogwen to have his eyes on Brusco.
Yeah. What I've been wondering is I wonder what ultimate Haji's going to take.
Yeah.
Is he going to get grab or?
That's what I was trying to think too. Maybe we even see, could just be more of a situational situation because of this game and the ultimates available for him. So he's not grabbing anything just yet. Brusco.
Oh, that's a flicker in from Brusco. Gets to receive that Ogi Shadow Kill all by himself, though. Now gets taken down. The stuns are coming in for Super Prince, but Flap's doing a great job at zoning them out. So better going in with the Blazing Druid. There's a stun as well coming in from Kirk, but the damage is not going to be enough. Two fights happening at the same time.
fight you needed from Team Falcons. They'll go ahead and capitalize off that one.
And so they've been able to make it to this point because, again, they take their conditions. However, it was a condition trade. They got the first blood, they got kills. At one point, King Kong got that double, but then afterwards, Kirk fell. Onic couldn't get the turtle, but then Falcons have gotten both turtles in this game right now. So, yes, this was looking to be a very difficult game for Falcons. But since they were able to, with great skill, take their conditions properly in the early game, it has now led to this point, them in the lead. Also, that was crazy. Super Marco literally said, hey, it's 3 versus 1 in the back line. I got this.
I got this. You know, and not only that, too, but it was a great way for Team Falcons to punish. I feel like Brusco, he was quite far from the team, and he was quite low when he initiated. You know, and I think it just wasn't the timing that they were hoping for Onic. So I would say in the last couple of minutes, they need to make some adjustments based on how this has gone so far.
I am actually worried that Brusco is not tanky enough.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen multiple instances of him just feeling the damage, and that's Prio on the Cursed Helmet.
Yeah, he went Cursed Helmet first, which is interesting to me. I know it allows the glue to be annoying and get a lot of damage, but maybe he got to the point where he just committed to it, even though he wasn't able to get the lead with his team.
Yeah.
I mean, he is going now next for, I believe that's going to be Dominance Ice later on.
Yeah. I mean, aside from helping push a bit, doing a little bit of damage, doesn't also, it gets some of that hybrid defense down too. The Cursed Helm.
Also, Haji has been annoying for Onic to deal with.
Yeah.
He has Phantom
holding-
Steed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's going to be such a situational thing here for what Haji takes. So that's 3 for 3 in the Turtles for Team Falcons. 3K ahead. You can see across the board that they just got a lead everywhere for the most part here. And it's might be one of those situations for Onic to just kind of play for Severo and let him pop off later on once he gets the Holy Trinity, but it's going to be a while until he gets those 3 items locked in.
I mean, King Kong is still deathless too, so they can also still play for their Leomord. But clearly now for Onic, it's going to be the late game. Marco now with the Feather of Heaven. Severo won't be able to clear the tower down bottom. He has Brusco to help him out. Haji, as I mentioned earlier, I feel like he's been also low-key annoying for Onic, because he's been poking Brusco a lot.
Yeah.
So a lot of the damage that Brusco has been taking down slowly has actually been coming from the Valentina of Haji.
Okay. Bit of a low moment here, at least until this next objective is going to be the focus where Onic tries to catch up. They really
I wonder
can't.
when he's using that.
Yeah, it's not every day you see the Phantom Seed held on by a Valentina. But what else is it going to take?
Is he using it for mobility to just be able to remaneuver in the fights?
Yeah.
Is he jealous that he doesn't have his own horse?
That's so much pressure on the sides, though, if you look at it. Super Marco and Flap doing such a great job. Onic at this point are literally grouped or forced to group together, but even then, their frontliners get easily worked on. Oh, and speaking of down bottom,
The footwork.
Oh, how many choreographies like that have we seen today? Kyle dodging the latch shaker as well. The flicker coming in from Kirk. But will the damage be enough? They're trying to catch him. They're going for the chase. The stuns finally land and Kyle will go down.
Let's see if he uses the Phantom Seed here. Haji's got it.
Okay, will he? Brusco just trying to fight up against 3 members. Still decides not to use the Phantom Steed. But there's nowhere to run through up against 4.
Hey, Haji, you have an ultimate.
Doesn't want to use it.
Doesn't want to use it. A trade happens, but man, Onic threw a lot just to get that kill.
Yeah, good thing Severo was able to sidestep that, because if Falcons got that, this would be clear, easy. Lord, it's always so funny to see the Patrick death animation just there. For Kyle, at least he'll be able to make it back in time for this Lord. But for Onic, King Kong is here as well, but Severo's on the other side of the map. No Brusco, it's advantage for Falcons.
There's the Phantom Steed. So they're all using this just to zone out the members of Onic, and it's very much a success.
I guess that was just the call from Onic to go ahead and give this Lord up, get a bit of a push up top. At least you get something, and that might just be a safer decision instead of just trying to fight that out. They need more time to build up. You can see an Ice Queen wand now built for Super Prince to help with slowing down the members once he lands these fireballs here. So Interesting approach from Onic, but Team Falcons has been in control of this game.
Yeah.
Map push. Top lane for the Lord. Marco handling bot well.
Oh, that's a justice. Okay.
I think Falcons just needs to really watch their footing. Oh, Holy Crystal already for Marco. Yeah, this is going to be tough now for Severo to be able to operate within the team fights. It's been already tough for him. It's going to get even tougher. Onic need to really maximize the layering of their crowd control abilities.
Yeah, how could you just... Oh, see, imagine that. He literally had to use the BMI just to survive.
That was just Haji also. Oh, wait, no, sorry. You were talking about the bottom lane.
Yeah. Oh, and the Lord's still up.
Yeah.
They still gotta deal with this. They should be able to hold on to the base turrets, I would assume, unless they get forced into a fight they don't want to be in. Unfortunately, Ogwin doesn't have the flicker. Otherwise, he could force something here, but he jumps in. Oh,
Ogwin's getting punished here. Doesn't even get to use the way of the dragon just yet. Onic now are focusing on the Lord, and they successfully take it down. Flap looking like the next target. The sun lands on Super Marco. Blazing to it coming in from Severo as well. One by one, Onic are looking for the right targets. Super Marco, Haji, and Kyle have to run.
What were they trying to achieve? There was still the passive of the tower. Honestly, I really wanted to say, if I had a little bit of room, I was going to say, let's play a game of, will this team force this dive and lose this?
That's why I was saying, he doesn't have a flicker.
Yeah, he doesn't have a flicker. It happens so much in the specific top lane here. The teams think, hey, let's force this, man. And then
it's cursed.
It's cursed.
The top lane push is cursed. Because we're going to look at the replay. And I was saying, he doesn't have his flicker, so I don't think he's going to force a fight here, plus the holy defense being up. But he goes in, forces it anyway. And yeah, there's some fight there from Team Falcons, given that they're up 4,000+ gold, but not the fight they needed to take.
Well, let's see how Falcons will get a little bit more control here yet again. I mean, they still have control of the map. Towers leading towards them. Minion waves just ended up getting equalized. But this allowed Onic to get just a little bit more gold to chase Falcons. However, I don't think that was as massive a loss as I thought it was, because they're still here. It's just like, what a waste. They could have gotten more.
Ogwin now.
Try to go for Brusco there, who already has the Chastis Pauldron too, by the way.
Yeah.
So somehow maybe they're able to answer back just by a bit.
A good presence of Ogwin to show up, because that really made sure that King Kong wouldn't try to get close and take his own purple buff. So no purple buff here for this Leomord. Just a little bit of an advantage build. Severo on the other side of the map. Onic might not be able to take this. It's going to be another free Lord for Falcons.
I guess that's just the, again, it's back-to-back plays like that. Put Severo on the bottom side, just grab a turret at least, I guess, and defend. Maybe they're more comfortable defending in their base with this kind of composition that they have, because part of the Valier could be part of that equation, being able to push back if they need to, and just forcing a potential misstep from Team Falcons on the defense here. So Immortality now picked up by Ogwin, so you know he's going to be trying to make a play. And now with the flicker available, that's what we can expect. The mid lane is going to be focused down by this Lord push, and Team Falcons will play around it.
Okay.
He's going into the base, swooping on in, charge on the mid. See if he can find a target here. Ogwin takes a bit of a shot from the turret, but the mid turret just about to go down.
Oh, it's Brusco who goes in first! That's the Immortality immediately popped for Ogwin. The flicker forced out too. Flap goes down. Now it's Onic on the chase. Phantom Seed committed by King Kong, but they're not going to force anything just yet. -1. Oh, this guy go in. Okay, they're not going to force it.
Yeah, and no base turret there lost by Onic. What a defense. Great call by Brusco to just start things out, taking Falcons by surprise. And now they had to use flickers for Flap and Ogwin just to get out of that. They still steal the purple buff away. So, oh wait, no, they don't?
They don't.
Still secured there by King Kong. Onic are holding on. And that's just great defense. Falcons keep getting surprised.
Seeing two horses.
Yeah. I wonder how many times those. Oh, he's going.
The damage is real. Super Prince is caught. Brusco next up mid duo is down for Onic.
Well, Onic felt pretty confident that they had made some moves. Well, Team Falcons collapse back and says, no, check yourselves, as they cut Onic off in the mid lane.
Yeah, just dropped the Zaman Force, and at the same time, Kyle was ready to jump in. Shadow kill. Great link up between Marco and Kyle.
Okay, could this be it? All three waves synced up. Flap not going for the setup just yet. BMI already positions the back in case things get bad.
Ooh.
But Kirk, the damage is too much for Falcons.
Yeah, they get rid of Kirk, but ultimately Onic bought enough time to let everybody come up. Kirk will be up in 30. Team Falcons still holding on, and they have 30 seconds away from this Lord, so they've got to just take what they can, and Onic will just stay in the base here. Oh, Conceal going to be used. Is Ogwen going to try to make a play?
No. At least he gets spotted out by Brusco. That's a Phantom Steed already used by King Kong as well. They're doing their best to defend their last two base turrets.
I didn't expect Haji to use the Phantom Steed there.
I think he really just wants to show him, you know, like, hey,
Yeah.
I've got it too. He's been taken.
No, because what else?
Just a Phantom Steed.
Yeah, it's really just Phantom Steed. The last
Maybe
one
the
to be
Vengeance
mobile.
Flame for like, does the Purify apply to you as well?
It should.
Yeah.
So, but that's like, yeah, Super Prince is not within range. So.
I will be surprised if Onic does the same thing this time.
Which
and they keep Severo on the opposite end of the map, and they just let Team Falcons take a Lord. But you're looking at the items, he's where he needs to be. I mean, here's the Winter Crown Claude you were asking for, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh,
So
finally, there we go.
He's got it. But they're starting up the Lord, half health on this one. Team Falcons has control, but Onic might look to actually contest this if they can get there in time.
Two-man setup from Flap. Do Onic still want to go in? Oh, surprisingly, the damage is starting to be there for Onic. Flap is forced to get away. Open to using the flicker just to survive. They don't know Super Marco's right behind them, though.
Oh,
and
Marco.
there goes the Salmon Force. And the Blazing Do It as a response. A flicker for Super Marco and the Yugi Shadow kill, but Onic are slowly clapping back. But not until Severo was actually blasted like that.
Wow. Falcons in control. They have the Lord, but there are still three members of Onic able to defend. The minion waves are far. It might be tough for Falcons to end it. They might not be able to end it here, but let's see if they can make some magic.
Okay. Super Marco will work on the waves up top first. That gives Onic enough room to work on the Lord.
Severo's up in 15 and Brusco in 5. They're going to clear these waves out. And with that, Onic still has a chance to defend, but Team Falcons massively ahead will go ahead and approach the base. At best, they get all the base turrets down. There's still the one standing up top, but right now Onic clears that out. Man, what a decision by Super Marco in that last fight to just be patient and then find that opening, and then Kyle came up on time to be able to capitalize a bit on that. They're looking to set something up again.
Yeah.
Oh, Severo, you got to be careful.
Oof.
Oh, he's got the BMI.
Is that another Winter Crown? Like,
Yep.
Didn't he have that already?
I think he's been buying and selling around. I think
Yeah.
at one point, it looked like it was an Immortality at one point, and then became a Winter Crown again.
Let's take a look at the replay here.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
patience. So,
Look at Super Marco's positioning.
yeah, I was waiting in the grass. Kyle was also waiting. So you see the main two damage dealers both just waiting in the wings, going for the pincer maneuver. Once he saw Marco, once they took out the glue, then when Kyle went in to help make sure that Marco would be able to get away safely. So there's good link up there. But don't let this 8.7k gold lead fool you. At this point, this lead means nothing. It's just that Falcons has slightly more resources to maybe buy potions, buy and sell items, which is still a lot of value, but Onic does have the items that they need to make impactful decisions, which is why Flap, Ogwen, after objective takes, the entirety of Falcons needs to be careful for Onic just deciding to go for the fight, because they have the tools that they need to wipe Falcons out after Falcons gets objectives.
Yeah, especially when they don't get to like target down on either Severo or Super Prince first.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times earlier, it was either of these two who were picked off, which made things easier for Falcons in terms of the team fight. But so far, Onic have started to group up. You mentioned this earlier too, Naizu, that they no longer just kept on sending Severo on the opposite side of the map to take care of things. And possibly that could be what changes the dynamic of this game.
Oh no, are they actually going to force this one here?
Oh, the kick was used.
Wait, it sounded like it was used.
I don't know, that's the effect of the Vengeance Flame.
Ah,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, because of the skin. The,
KOF skin,
yeah, the KF skin,
I
that's
think
right.
the Fireball is what... Oh yeah, no, it's a
Yeah.
Vengeance Flame, yeah.
Sounds just like the
kick.
the way of the dragon, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because he doesn't have his ultimate anymore.
Yeah, Lord is up. Super Prince should have it back up here in a bit. There it is, quick ultimate. So he's gotten available. They're going to go ahead and get in position here. I'm just wondering how Onic wants to approach this this time. You saw earlier, too, from the damage meters, just how much damage Haji's doing. And on this Valentina, once again, it's also not just the damage, but the Terrify that's in the kit of this Valentina. Oh, they're going to go for some... Oh, Kyle being checked.
Yo, that is bad news for Falcons. Kyle took way too much damage.
Okay, Vengeance Flame already used, and now a successful setup from Flap once more, but King Kong makes it in time, uses the Phantom Steed. Super Marco taking up 2 members, but Rusco gets to actually use his ultimate on him, but it's not going to be enough, because Super Princess Severo got taken out. Can King Kong handle this all by himself? He's only left together with Gurk and Brusco, but Ogwen and Super Marco are not letting him run away.
Oh, there's nothing these two can do. They just try to drag out more time.
No, Kirk is left alone against 3.
Bang!
And that last Ogi Shadow kill was all they needed. King Kong all alone against 4 members of Falcons. Has the Phantom Steed, but there's the way of the dragon. The burst is going